All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeft TV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Michigan International Speedway. This is TurnLeft TV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. Indy Brasil heads on into Michigan tonight for race number 4 in the 2018 Formula Indy Killer Pro Series. 70 laps here at Michigan. What a blast it's going to be, man. This is a fast track. Should be a lot of fun. And we're going to bring you the action right here on TurnLeft TV live. Well, it's Michigan, boys and girls. High speed. You might see 230 miles an hour here tonight. Indy Brasil going to make it happen in the Indy cars at Michigan. All right, thanks for joining us here tonight on TurnLeft TV. Thanks to all those folks who've coming out and joining us. So right now we are in the practice session. We'll take a look at the track here at Michigan. 2 mile, we're going to call that a tri-oval. I guess we'll call that a tri-oval. Not really a tri-oval. There's really not a kink there. You get that front stretch. It just never seems to straighten out there. Banking in the turns at 18 degrees, so a fair amount of banking there. Very high speed. Carry a lot of speed through the turns. Banking down the start-finish line, down that front stretch at 12 degrees, and down the back stretch at 5 degrees of banking. Again, this track located in Brooklyn, Michigan. Idea what it's like going down the front stretch here. You see this just never seems to straighten out, but a very high speed all throughout the track. You know, it's almost one of those tracks where you really, well, I mean, you could probably get by with not even getting out of the throttle around this track. So as the tires start to wear out, I would tell you that you probably are going to have to get out of the throttle a little bit there. Take a look at Carlos Leite. Not to put him on the spot here, but we need to get our replay calibrated. Oh, Carlos Leite spinning there coming down pit lane. Get him a highlight film early. Take a look at what else we've got going on here. We've been working on this a little bit. I know Sullivan Gardena, say thanks to him for letting us come in and broadcast this race. He said he really liked this feature, so we'll see how it goes here tonight with respect to that. Tonight's race is brought to you by Indy Brasil. Not only Indy cars, man, I think they got some DTM cars coming up here pretty soon. So these guys do it all, man. You see some some Monster Cup cars. They just finished up that season a few months ago, and now to the Indy cars, and these guys do all sorts of different racing, man. So great bunch of guys here, fantastic racers, and really make me feel welcome as the gringo, as they call me. Take a look at Elder Mueller here in the O2. I came in early today, and he was in here turning some practice laps, so I would expect some really, really great times out of him tonight. And, you know, guys, always a factor to win these races. Elder Mueller in that O2 car. So looks like we are going to be going to qualifications here, so guys will get 4 laps in qualifications, and while they do that, we'll take a look at the current point standings coming into tonight. Ed Palumbo, 129 points there in the lead. Edelson Carnero, 127 points there, just 2 points behind in the second position. Jose Carvalho in third. Benor Silva climbing up that points ladder there after having a little bit of a bad race a few races ago. 87 car there in fourth place with 121 points. You see Jair Oliveira, 110 points there in the fifth position. Edders Magel in sixth. Edson Luis seventh. Elder Mueller is eighth. Carlos Leite ninth. And Sullivan Gardena rounds out the top 10. So that's the current point standings here. Take a look at Edders Magel here in that 82 car, that Jack Daniels Chevy, making his qualification attempt. Take a look at the schedule, of course. It says 100 laps. We're actually doing 70 laps here tonight at Michigan. Next week, actually, it looks like November the 8th. Be at Homestead Miami Speedway for 70 laps there, and then Iowa Speedway on November the 22nd, 130 laps there at that short track, and some road course action to finish out the season at Cleveland on December the 12th, 50 laps there. So it should be a great rest of the season. Of course, we got a score to settle tonight here at Michigan. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us here on Turn Left TV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson, or Mr. J, as they call me at school. Take a look at Sullivan Gardena here in that 49 car. He makes his qualification attempt. Right now, Edders Magel, 32.129 is the top time. Gonna double check our stream here, make sure we got good quality on the stream. Something running in the background there, eating up a little bit of frames, but I think we're okay. So Edson Luis in this 44 car, his qualification attempt. And Edders Magel, 32.129, the top time so far. Don't forget, tomorrow night we've got Talladega Super Speedway in the High Octane Racing League Bushwhackers Series. 2 25-lap heat races and a 50-lap feature race, race number 7 in the 2018 fall season. Talladega, man, what a great track that is going to be. Expect a big field there tomorrow night in the Bushwhackers Series in the stock cars. So Ed Palumbo, the new top time, 31.998. So the only guy right now to dip below that 32-second mark. See, Ben Silva now out on the track in that 87 car. Ben Silva, second place there, 32.090. Can he beat it? 32.053. So it looks like Ed Palumbo probably going to be our top time here. Looks like a couple of these guys have DQ'd, but Ben Silva finishing up his qualification attempt. So Ed Palumbo going to start on the pole here tonight. Ben Silva second. Edson Luis starts in the third position. Edders Magel starts fourth, and Sullivan Gardena starts in the fifth position. So getting some word, maybe there might be some issues with the stream quality here. We'll see what we can do about that. Getting some feedback here, hopefully, about the stream quality. We got some guys out here for the warm-up session. Everybody getting their final adjustments in. Couple guys there maybe getting a last pit stop in before they've got to get things going. So on board here with Elder Mueller. Jair Oliveira out here on the track in that 17 car. So the thing about this track is it's really not a technical track. It's just one of those tracks where you're going to have to make sure that you you take care of your stuff. You don't get into another car. Definitely aero is going to be hugely important here, but it's going to be very, very high speed, and guys going to be dicing around, dancing around a lot, and the aggressiveness at this track, considering it's not such a technical track, that's going to be notched up a little bit. So Michigan is a very, very good track for getting racy. So just make sure that you don't destroy your car in the process. We'll take a look at one of our little features here we're trying. Take a look at the current standings here. Yeah, so you see I'm getting a little bit of hitching going on here right now. So it's not all it's cracked up to be. I've actually got quite a few things running right there at once. So the SimHub app that we run in the background for this, that we can do all kinds of different things for or with, is just not quite living up to its billing, unless I have more bandwidth that somebody's willing to give me. We're also trying a few things here with some new standing screens as well. Here we'll hopefully get those working correctly. Yeah, that's that SimHub thing that's causing the screen to freeze here. We'll shut that down in the background. Get that baby out of here. Really don't need that. I suspect that should make the screen quality improve somewhat. On Tuesday, don't forget, we got Road America coming up in the Next Level Racing Series. Race number 4 in the 2018 fall season. Road America, good road course there. Really not one that's actually on the NASCAR schedule, but one that these guys really like to drive. So we threw it in there. Or I should say that they threw it in there. The powers that be there at StockCarSimRacing.com and the Next Level Racing Series. All right, here we go. Getting ready to make it happen in the IndyCar Brazil at Michigan. Ed Palumbo starting on the pole here tonight. Not sure why Ed is shown in the 001 car, but nonetheless he is, and we'll have to deal with that. He's definitely got his own paint scheme. So Ed Palumbo in the 001, he's actually the 7th car, but 001 scheme here tonight starts on the pole. 87 of Benor Silva starts in the 2nd position. The 44 of Edson Luis starts in 3rd. Eder Smagel in the 82 car starts in the 4th position. Sullivan Gardena in the 49 starts in the 5th position. Edelson Carnero in the 09 car starts in the 6th spot. Carlos Leite in that 54 car starts in the 7th spot. Jose Carvalho starts in the 8th position in that 99 car. The 17 of Jair Oliveira starts in the 9th position. And Elder Mueller starts in the 10th spot. All right, 70 laps here. Again, be patient. Let things sort of come to you. Don't do something crazy early on here to get yourself taken out of the race. Think about the big picture. Points, points, points. Ed Palumbo is starting on the pole there on the inside line. Benor Silva in second up on the outside line of that 87 car. The 44, Edson Luis down on the inside. Here we go. Green flag. 70 laps here at Michigan. Ed Palumbo clearing the 87 car. A little bit of fight there back behind him. Sullivan Gardena also moving up there to the 3rd position. Benor Silva did not get off to a good start. He is back to 4th up there on the outside line. Edson Luis now being challenged to see those guys getting pretty racy there. So Ed Palumbo out to a good, comfortable lead right now. But these guys racing hard behind. Forward here with Sullivan Gardena. You see Benor Silva up on the outside line. Edelson Carnero trying to move around on the outside in the 09 car. And Benor Silva says, I want that inside. You open the door for me. I'm going to go right through it. Benor Silva got a lot of championships under his belt. Now closing in here to see if he can't get back up there to Ed Palumbo. And you see he has a great run right now. He's going to go by on the outside line, and it looks like he's going to. So Sullivan Gardena up on the outside. Benor Silva, excuse me, on the inside. Then 3 wide. Oh, a little bit of contact right there. A little bit of contact, man, early on. Edelson Carnero in the 2nd position here, just behind Ed Palumbo. Very racy here. Ed Palumbo in that 001 car there in the lead. So racy early on. Man, that was some battling there. Almost got a little crazy. Gardena looks like he's going to try it back on the outside line here to see if he can't get back to the race lead. Back up there to the race leader. He backs off there, wisely backs off, but he might have left the door open. Just behind, it looks like Carlos Leite now makes that pass. Take a look at this. Carlos Leite there going by. This camera angle right here is not the best, man. It stays stationary. You see the guys almost go all the way down the straight there before it switches to the other camera angle. Sometimes at these tracks you get to push a button there and you can alter the camera angle, but not here at Michigan. So look, Carlos Leite here in the 54 car up in the 3rd position. One partner here with him as he follows Edelson Carnero and Ed Palumbo. Looking out behind his car, the 87 there dogging him right now. I'll tell you what, man, you cannot take your eye off that 87 car because he will be by you in a flash. You see he's looking on the outside line. See if we can't swing the camera around here to take a look at get an idea of what he has in mind. And you see he keeps diving out there to the outside, trying to get an opening. This 87 car down on the inside now. He swings it back out there, man. I'll tell you what, Ben Silva really wants a round right now. On board here with Ben Silva as he works this car. See a little bit of dicing around. Again, these guys are connecting to a Chicago surfer from Brazil, so I'm amazed that their cars aren't dancing around more than they are. Take a look at Edson Luis here in that 44 car. Right now he's running in the 6th position. Man, we got some great battles here early on back here with Carlos Leite, who was running in the 4th spot. Single file right now, but I'll tell you what, man, Ben Silva keeps dancing around like he wants a round pretty badly, and he is getting on the outside there of Edelson Carneiro. Taking a look. Look at that, man. On the outside line, Ben Silva going to brave it, but he's going to scrub off some speed. These guys going to stick to that inside line. And you know, talked to Ed Palumbo in the practice session. He said, "Ben, it looks like the inside line is the place to be." And so far, it does seem like that's panning out. You got to get a couple guys that are nose to tail on the inside line. It's going to be really hard to pass on the outside. Going to have to get a really good run and slingshot. You hear Ben Silva get out of the gas. He's running almost 230 miles an hour right now. Out of the gas there, he's down to 220 in the turn. A little bit of an opening right there. Edelson Carneiro dives out to the high side, or moves out to the high side, and Ben Silva takes that spot. Now Ben Silva moves out to the outside line. He's going to try to challenge for the lead side by side with Ed Palumbo. Look at this, man. 4-car battle here. Out of the back of Ben Silva's car, you see Sullivan Gardena, and I'll tell you what, man, Edelson Carneiro is moved back around. I don't know if Ben Silva is going to like that too much. He is probably going to try to get back in front of the 09 car here pretty soon. So all this talk here, we have not really focused on our race leader, man. He's been the leader here pretty much from the get-go. The 001 normally drives the 7 car. Get a little bit of issue with the paint schemes uploading here. Ed Palumbo is the race leader. See those guys, Edersmago there is a 17 car. He's been really kind of out of the draft here early on. Jair Oliveira in that 17 car, this blue 17 Soul Drivers AV machine, running back here in the 9th position. He and Jose Carvalho, they seem like they fell off the draft here early on, and they definitely want to see a caution flag so they can get caught back up. Edson Luis here in that 44, working on the bottom side there of Carlos Leite, and is going to be able to get around. So, you know, everything pretty tame here right now. I mean, these guys seem like they've been really, really racy, but to be honest with you, compared to what we've seen, you know, sometimes out of these guys, they've been pretty tame here so far, but it's early on. Only 15 laps in of a 70-lap race. So Edson Luis up to the 4th position, gets around Sullivan Gardena. Back here looking at Jair Oliveira. Just behind him is Jose Carvalho in that 99 car. So these guys right now are about 9 seconds or so off the next group there, Elder Mueller and Edersmago, but 18 seconds off the lead, almost 19 seconds off the lead. So remember, you're looking at somewhere on the order of about 32 seconds or so, 33 seconds a lap. So they're about half a lap down. These guys still racing their guts out here. Ed Palumbo, Edelson Carnero, Benor Silva, and Edson Luis on front four. And Benor Silva diving out to that outside again to see if he can't sniff around there on the outside, make a pass. And again, nothing happening right now on the outside line. And as long as these guys sticking down to the inside, if they don't open up something on the outside, oh man, I don't know what happened there, but Benor Silva might have had a little bit of a warping issue. Hopefully he didn't actually get into the wall there. Again, let me reiterate that the majority of these drivers, with the exception of Ed Palumbo, are all connected from Brazil to a server in Chicago. So pretty amazing that the connections are as good as they are. Ed Palumbo, of course, New York native, been racing with Ed for, man, I'll tell you what, probably about 16 or so years we've been sim racing together. Again, Edson Luis here looking on the low side and see if he can't try to get around Benor Silva. So looks like he does make that pass and is going to kind of diamond that corner there to see if he can't get a good run down the backstretch, close in, and maybe slingshot around these guys. Benor Silva right there with him. See, he's leaving that door open there on the outside. He's kind of diamonding the corner. And that's going to leave the door open for Benor Silva to close back through, or go back through and take over the third position. Now Benor Silva going to try it up on the outside, and I think some of these guys are going to start to team up a little bit and maybe try their luck on the outside. That is really the only way they're going to be able to, I think, pass up on the outside line here tonight. Looks like the inside line with this setup is just so strong. At least early on in the run. I mean, we're still fairly early in the run here. So Ed Palumbo, Edelson Carnero, Benor Silva, Edson Luis, Sullivan Gardena in fourth. Tell you what, man, Sullivan kind of out there by himself now. He has lost that draft, so he is about 4.5 seconds off the lead. Definitely want to see these guys get racy so he has a chance to catch back up, but right now has no drafting help. See Elder Mueller in the 02 car, Carlos Leite in the 54, Edders Magel in the 82, all working together. That is 6th, 7th, and 8th. Edders Magel here in the 82 car, that Jack Daniels sponsored Chevy. You see how quickly these cars sort of dance around, and you hear Edders Magel sort of getting out of the throttle as he enters the turn there. This guy's dancing around here a little bit. Part of that, the real shakiness is a little bit of warp here, but the car's dancing around from side to side. That's just a, you see Edders Magel making an early pit stop here. So pitting at this track, at least the rules here that they're going by, you have to come off the track entering turn 3, so it's tough because you're carrying a lot of speed going around that flat part, and you see Edders Magel coming down pit lane. So you can spin your car out here pretty easily. Now we're seeing some other guys peel off the track. Our race leader, Ed Palumbo, peeling off the track here to make a pit stop. So here on lap 24, our race leader, Ed Palumbo, coming into the pits, and that's going to hand over the lead to Edelson Carnero in the 09 car. Excuse me, the 02 car. 09 car. We need, as I said before, these Indy cars, we need big, fat numbers on the side. Now looks like the 09 of Edelson Carnero is coming down pit lane, or coming off the track to come down pit lane, and Edson Luis, Benor Silva just behind. Now these guys, these cars do have speed limiters, so when you get close to the pits, you can hit the speed limiter, and it will keep you under pit road speed. But you just got to make sure that you do not forget to hit that speed limiter. And Palumbo coming back out on track and indicating he might have gotten a drive-through penalty for speeding down pit lane. And, you know, in Ed's defense, he races a lot of stock cars. There is no speed limiter in stock cars. So he is going to have to come down pit lane here and do a drive-through. That is a devastating penalty right now for Ed Palumbo in the 001 car. Our points leader. The 09 Edelson Carnero coming back off pit lane is our race leader. And, you know, Edson Luis was traveling at a pretty good pace there, so probably will catch up to these guys. He's coming down here in that 44 car. You see, just below him is Ben Silva entering the track. So these guys are going to work together here now that they've now they come out here together. Probably going to work together here, and they will, I suspect, be able to run down Edelson Carnero in fairly short fashion. So our race leader is the 09 of Edelson Carnero. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of drop frames, 5.4% on the drop frame. So I don't know what's going on there, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Don't forget, on Friday we'll be at Talladega Superspeedway in the High Octane Racing League Bushwhackers Series. 50-lap feature race. That's the one we'll be broadcasting live on race number 7 of the 2018 fall season. Talladega Superspeedway in the Bushwhackers Series. Some good stock car action coming up tomorrow night. Ed Palumbo adding insult to injury, indicating that he may have had a second drive-through penalty. Oh my heavens, man. He's back to 9th, and he is 2 laps down now. So he went from the race lead, came off the pit lane, or came off the track to come down pit lane, did not hit his speed limiter, and got caught speeding. Serving in the drive-through, sped again, and now 2 laps down. So that's what you call, when it rains, it pours. Now, Ben Silva has dropped back there too. I don't know in that 87 car what's going on there with him, but he is 1 lap down, and he may have gotten a drive-through as well. Carlos Leite also 1 lap down. Sullivan Gardena 5 laps down. It looks like he's retired his machine. I don't know what happened to Sullivan, but Ben Silva, tough break for him. Edelson Carnero is our race leader. He's got about a 4.5-second lead, almost a 5-second lead now over Edson Luis. And Edson Luis doesn't have any help here as far as drafting now, because Ben Silva had to come in and do a drive-through. So this 44 car that is in the 2nd position is really falling back even further. So he's going to need some help here to help close that gap. Now, looking out of the back of his car, you have another car there, Ben Silva, who is 1 lap down. If he catches up, can at least help him draft back up to Edelson Carnero. But right now, Edelson is walking away here. 5 seconds lead over Edson Luis. Elder Mueller shown in the 3rd position. Take a look at, now this is Edders Magel, who just made that pass on Elder Mueller. Take a look at this pass here that Edders Magel makes up on the outside line. Yeah, you know, by yourself, the outside line looked like it's something that might work, but Edersmagel working up on the outside line, gets a good run down the backstretch. Side by side here with Elder Mueller, and Elder Mueller going to try to take this position again, but these guys battling side by side. What a good battle there between the 82 and the 02. These guys are side by side, so close side by side that I got to move the camera to see the other guy, so can't just peer off the back or off the front of the car there. You see Edersmagel in an 82 car getting a run into the turn, but the 02 going to get a pretty good run here through the turn. Again, the bottom seems to be the better place to be, so these guys racing side by side. Now a little bit down on the apron there for the 02 car. The 82 is going to pull off that pass now. So Edersmagel makes that pass, now shown in the 3rd position. Elder Mueller is 4th. Jair Oliveira is up to the 5th position, so these guys having to do drive-thrus has certainly helped his cause. He is 32 seconds back in the 5th spot right now. So these guys need a caution flag. So far, we have been caution-free. We are a little past halfway. So the stream looks pretty good on my end. Again, I'm watching it on my phone as well. So it looks like we got about a 6-second delay or so in the stream from the live feed, which isn't too bad. Take a look at Jose Carvalho here in the 6th position. Jose is the last car on the lead lap. Now, you gotta remember, Indy cars, there are no lucky dog rule here, so if there is a caution flag, you're gonna have to race back to the line or race your way back past the lead car here to get back on the lead lap. So he definitely has an incentive to stay on the lead lap. Benor Silva is going to have an incentive to race extra hard here and try to get around the race leader to get back on the lead lap in that 87 car. Guys racing pretty hard here. Now Edson Luis in the 44 car just ahead of Benor Silva is in 2nd position. And he's got a little bit of help here from Benor Silva, and he's closed that gap on Edelson Carnero. So I told you, man, once he picks up somebody to help him out, it's gonna really help him catch up to the race leader. So he's closing in. Take a look out of the front of his machine. Carlos Leite up there with Edelson Carnero. Of course, that's going to help Edelson out as well. Carlos Leite up there in the 8th position, running just behind our leader. Here he is in the 54 car. He is 2 laps down in the 8th spot. Edelson Carnero in 1st. Out of the back of his machine. You see those guys on their way, man. Edson Luis, Benor Silva, that tandem there going by Carlos Leite on the inside. So So definitely some incentive for those guys. You know, Benor Silva wants, he's only one lap down, so he definitely wants to get caught up to the race leader so he can get his lap back. If there is a caution flag, he don't have to race his way back around. So Edson Luis in second, closing in. Now Benor Silva working with him. Benor Silva is in the 7th spot. Here on lap 44. So back up here with Edelson Carnero, who is our race leader. He's got a 1.5 second lead. Remember, that lead was 5 seconds. That is diminishing in a hurry. Look at the back of his car, and again, you see those guys have really closed in, nose to tail there, and really closing the gap. And one of those guys, Edson Luis, that front guy there, that tandem, is on the lead lap. So been clean and green here so far. 45 laps in, scheduled to go 70 laps. Take a look at the current point standings coming into tonight. Ed Palumbo has a just a 2-point lead over Edelson Carnero, who's our race leader. Jose Carvalho in 3rd, Benor Silva 4th in points. Jair Oliveira is 5th in points. There's Nagel 6th, Edson Luis 7th, Elder Mueller, Carlos Leite, and Sullivan Gardena round out the top 10. Now they've caught him. So Edelson Carnero's got a race on his hands now. So on board here with the 09 car, and I'll tell you what, he has got some company. 87 car back there, who is a lap down. He's definitely got some company now with Edson Luis up on the outside line, who's got a little bit of help there from Benor Silva. He's going to make that pass, and that's not going to sit well with that 09 car, because he had a pretty comfortable lead, and now that lead is gone. So the 44 car to the race lead with a little bit of help by the 87. Take a look at this pass up on the outside line. A little bit of help from Benor Silva, and Edson Luis going to make this pass here coming through the turn using the outside line. If you get a little doubled up there, you can get that outside line to work, but definitely interesting there. The 09 Edelson Carnero. Now, I don't know what happened to Edson Luis here. It says he's gone off track, so maybe he's come down pit lane. Look at that. He took the lead, worked all that way to take the lead, and now coming down off the track to make a pit stop is the 44 car. So there's a little strategy going on right now. The 44 peels off the track, comes down pit lane. You see got a little company there with Carlos Leite as well. So Edson Luis on board with him as he makes a pit stop. Goes by Edelson Carnero right there. See Jose Carvalho going by, coming off pit lane. Edson Luis in that 44 coming off pit lane. Carlos Leite also. Look at that. Jair Oliveira, Elder Mueller also pitting. Edelson Carnero also coming down pit lane. He is our race leader. So some pit stops happening here. Benor Silva is to the in the race lead. Now he has not made his pit stop. Remember, he had caught up to the race leader, but he was a lap down. So he's back obviously on the lead lap as the race leader, but he's going to have to make a pit stop here. But out there by himself right now, and actually it is saying he's coming down pit lane, so Benor Silva is making a pit stop here. Carnero is the race leader. Edson Luis is second. Now remember, when Edson Luis peeled off the track to come down pit lane, he was the race leader. Had just gotten around this 09 car, and now the 09 has had a little bit better on and off pit lane and has extended that race lead, gone back to the race lead, has extended that a little bit, and now back to 3 seconds. Edders Magel here in the 82 car, shown in the 3rd position. So 53 laps in here are, this is Jose Carvalho here in the 99 car. He's shown in the 4th position. He's 45 seconds down right now. Tell you what, man, Edelson Carnero won last week's race. Can he do it again? Take a look at that replay. Edelson Carnero won. He qualified 5th last week and led 18 of 72 laps. So had a little bit of overtime there, and he was able to come away, eke away the race win. So it was a good race for the 09 car. Big win there for the 09, and it helped propel him up the race standings. So can he do it again? Right now looking pretty good. Got a 3-second lead over Edson Luis, and he's got a little bit of help right now with Benor Silva. Now Benor Silva is in the 6th spot, and he's up on the outside line. Now that's certainly not going to help the 09 pull away here. So Benor Silva in the 87 car is 1 lap down in 6th, and he desperately wants to get around and get that lap back the old-fashioned way. If there is a caution flag, then he doesn't have to race his way back around, so he'll already be there and he'll be back on the lead lap. But right now, Edelson Carnero has no incentive to let him around, that is for sure. So on board here with Benor Silva, our 6th place car, and just ahead is Edelson Carnero. Now these guys catching up on Jair Oliveira, who's in 5th. Now that is for position between this 87 car who we're on board with and that blue 17 car just ahead, Jair Oliveira. So that guy's in 5th, and Benor Silva here in 6th. Slotted in between those guys is the race leader, and that is Edelson Carnero. I mean, that guy's name just sounds like IndyCars, doesn't it? I mean, Edelson Carnero, that just sounds like an IndyCar driver, and he has been solid this season. So he is right now sandwiched between 2 fantastic race car drivers. And I know how much Jair Oliveira loves IndyCars as well. So this blue number 17 right now in 5th. And you see that guy's just up there, up high there. Benor Silva is in 6th. The sandwich in between them is the 09, the race leader. And that's actually helping him. The 09 car pull away from Edson Luis. So Edson Luis back here in the 2nd spot as we get stuck on that camera angle that's fixed right there at the track, filming nothing. So going by there is Edson Luis. You see some of these other guys going by down, hugging that inside line. Edson Luis definitely needs some help there to get caught back up, but this is going to be good news for Edelson Carnero, assuming that none of these guys make any contact with him, because he's got a 3-car pack now, or he's part of a 3-car pack, and They're going to help his situation out. 60 laps in, scheduled to go 70 laps. So time's running out for Edson Luis. So 4.5 seconds down. Eder Smagel shown in the 3rd position. Jose Carvalho is 4th. Now, I got to be wondering, man, kind of see where Jose Carvalho is to Jair Oliveira and Benor Silva. And look at that. There he goes. And there is Benor Silva and Jair Oliveira. So he's got to be thinking, man, can I hold on here? These guys are working as a pack behind me. And they're closing in pretty quickly. So he may end up having a challenge for this 4th position before it's all said and done here. So the 99, Jose Carvalho right now in 4th, but Benor Silva, Jair Oliveira closing in with the help of Edelson Carneiro. Carlos Leite here coming down pit lane late in the run, the 54 car, and that got to be wondering, man, is that going to happen? Are these guys going to have to pit? You know, frankly, I don't know. Now, you see the 87 and the 17 have gotten around the 09. So the 09 in the back of this pack here, in this 3-car pack, is actually the race leader. Looking out the front of his machine. So those guys are stepping on the gas, and they might get a little racy here as we start to run out of time to put some guys behind you. So Jair Oliveira and Benor Silva are going to fight tooth and nail for this spot here. And I'll tell you what, man, Edelson Carneiro, if I was him, I'd be really, really careful. You do not want to, get caught up in somebody's mess. And it does look like Jair Oliveira there ducks out to the high side, and Benor Silva gets by. Edelson Carneiro, again, the sandwich, the meat in the sandwich, so to speak. Well, I can see what you're saying, boys. Throw the chat up here so we get some of our fans in on the action. We got the Gaming Freak. I'm not even sure who that is. Who is that guy? Johnny Schick, how about that? Johnny Schick's coming back and joining us. He's a regular. He's staying up past 9 o'clock. That's good. I think that might be Carter Ford there, the Gaming Freak. Carter Ford, is that who that is? Laps winding down here in the Indy cars. We got to talk about the camera angle coming down the front stretch there, filming all the way down the front stretch, and then it swings around. See, this one kind of does it too here on the back stretch, and you miss what's going on in really tight racing. I kind of wish it would follow these guys, but I didn't make the track. We know who did. We'll have a chat with him. I always talk to him about camera angles and so forth. Good battling here. Edelson Carneiro, again, our race leader. He's got about a 6.5 second lead. And look at this, man. Benor Silva, Jose Carvalho battling for position. Oh, some contact right there. Contact. Well, that about, it's not over, I don't think, either. So Benor Silva said, oh, man, there's some more contact. And I tell you, Edelson Carneiro, look at that, man. He was sideways, man. Jose Carvalho was sideways right there. And I'll tell you what, Edelson Carneiro almost got caught up in that mess, and I was talking about that earlier. Man, that was some crazy racing here. Let's take a look at this first pass here. This is the 87. So again, that camera angle filming nothing. So there's going to be a little bit of contact here, I think. These guys get tight right there, a little bit of contact. And then there's going to be some more contact. Right there, man, Jair Oliveira. And Jose Carvalho got together. We're running out of time here, boys. So look at this contact right there, man, and that happened right in front of our race leader. So back here with our race leader, Edelson Carneiro, as he has got about a lap and a half to go, and that was almost A big one. A big one for Edelson Carnero. He's got 1 lap to go. Feeling pretty comfortable now, I think, since these guys are behind him. And anything that happens now, he's going to be not too worried about that. I guess they're a little bit ahead of him, but at least clear of him. So the 09, Edelson Carnero, has really been the class of the field here tonight. He has kept his car out of trouble, and he had great pit stops. So comes away with the race victory, Edelson Carnero. What a great race for him. Get a little screenshot here. It's going to hitch on us here. And I want to take a look at this battle we had here between Jair Oliveira and Bernard Silva. They had a little bit of a battle there going on. So great job to Edelson Carnero in a great race win. Really, well, we have no caution flags. So, man, I'll tell you what, he had a really good race, kept his car clean, and take a look at this again as these guys got together here just in front of him. Take a look, back it up here just a little bit. I believe. Guys are racing just in front of our race leader, and they get together right there, man, and that was almost a game changer for him, but he lucked out, I guess, and made the right decision going up high there, and that might have been a race-winning move for him. So good job to the 09 car. A race victor. And tell you what, man, Jair Oliveira and Bernard Silva raced their guts out here for the race finish. 17 car and the 87 car racing for position. That 87 car gets around. Still haven't settled there by the time that race finished. These guys are still on the, they got their lap back, so they're still racing for position. Jair Oliveira, they're trying on that inside line, man. Getting a run here and see if he can't get by the 87 car. Tucks back in. No can do right there. Up to the high side here, racing to the stripe. 87 car going to take that spot. So what a race, man. That was a really good, clean race. Just guys really having trouble on pit lane is the story of that race here. So we'll see if we can't get the screenshot up here and get our race winner Edelson Carnero up here in the booth. Can almost use his screenshot from last week, couldn't we? So again, we'll see if we can't get Edelson Carnero up here. How about Edson Luis coming away with a second place finish? Good run for him. Okay, we have Edelson Carneiro and Carlos Leite up here in the broadcast booth with us. Congratulations, Edelson, on a great race.
Parabéns, Edilson. Grande corrida.
Valeu, agradecer aí, né? Dar os parabéns aí também ao pessoal que fez o pódio. E hoje não teve amarela, né? E eu acabei sendo agraciado aí, porque o Benhu teve um problema aí no box, né? E acho que o Palumbo também. E acabou que eu vim ali em segundo, né? Comboiando ali o Palumbo, tentando desgarrar do pelotão. E como eu vi que eles ficaram ali, de repente eles ficaram muito para trás, eu imagino que eles devem ter pago alguma punição, né, no box. Aí facilitou mais a vida para mim, né? Deu tudo certo, as entradas e saídas de box aí foram certinhas, né? Não tive problema. E foi trazer o carro até o fim aí. Agradecer o Helder aí também, né? Parceiro aí de equipe. E é isso. Agora eu devo estar liderando o campeonato, mas tem 3 etapas ainda, tudo pode acontecer, tá tudo em aberto, o pessoal tem um nível muito bom. E é aguardar a próxima etapa aí para ver o que é que vem.
Okay, first of all, to thank you for your broadcast, Jay, and say congratulations to other drivers on the podium. Edson Luiz, the second, and then the Aders Miguel, third place. And he was saying today we have no yellow flags, so with no cautions, basically we have to work with the strategy. And he was going with Benhur Silva and Ed Palumbo, and with his penalties, I think the Benhur Silva get a drive-through, and with Ed Palumbo I don't know what happened, but this situation was very grateful to Edilson Carneiro, so he's in the lead of the championship now.
It looked like he was sort of out by himself for a while, and Edson Luiz was able to sort of hook up with some drivers and catch back up. What was he thinking as Edson Luiz was able to close back in for a little bit? And also those guys, Benhur Silva and I believe it was Jair Oliveira, that got a little racy, and Edelson was in between them. What was he thinking at that point?
Teve um momento em que você estava ali na frente e o Edson estava chegando, acho que também com o Jair. Como é que você viu essa situação naquele momento? Que acho que o Benhur até estava ajudando o Edson Silva naquele momento.
É verdade, eu vi eu estava administrando ali, né? Tava 3 segundos atrás e de repente ele começou a tirar 2, 3 décimos aí por volta. E aí eu entendi que ele devia estar com alguém empurrando e vi que realmente era o Benhur. Bom, eles chegaram, eu já sabia ali que a minha briga mesmo nessa etapa era com o Benhur e o Palumbo, né? O Edson Luiz estava mais para trás aí no campeonato, então assim, pensando no campeonato, eu não me preocupei tanto. Eu já achei assim que foi um benefício para mim, né? Eu já tava no lucro dos problemas aí que o Benhur e o Palumbo tiveram. Então eu esfriei a cabeça, entrei no box lá, tranquilo, e saí para ver o que é que dava, né? Se eu saísse atrás, eu comboiava ele aí, tentava talvez na última volta passar. Mas eu saí na frente, consegui a ajuda de pessoas que estavam na minha frente ali também, acho que foi o Jair, que estava na minha frente, eu consegui andar no vácuo dele. Então acabou se mantendo ali, né? Aqueles 2, 3 segundos de diferença. E foi dessa forma aí até o fim.
The most difficult opponents in the championship, Benhur Silva and Ed Palumbo, had his problems, some troubles, and he was cool because Edson Luiz is a few points behind in the championship, so he was very cool against Edson Luiz. The real problem was Benio Silva and Ed Palumbo, and with his penalties, he was I'm sorry.
Not a factor. Cool. Yeah, not a factor in the race. He had two, I think maybe 3 drive-through penalties. He sped 3 times coming down pit lane. It's just a tough night for him.
Yeah, Edson Luiz was, when he was coming closer to Edilson Carneiro, he was without fuel, so he need to make a stop and go, and so Edilson Carneiro was very clear to get this win, this victory.
With 2 laps to go, it looked like Jose Carvalho and Jair Oliveira made contact right in front of Edelson. How did you feel about that, Edelson, when you saw those guys make contact right in front of you?
Você viu quando aconteceu o toque entre o Jair e o Edson, né? O que você sentiu aqui naquele momento? Como é que você viu aquela situação?
Eu vi realmente, faltava 2 voltas e eu vi mesmo ali, acho que era o Jair e o Benhu, se eu não me engano, quando foram passar pelo José Carvalho, e aí, não sei qual foram deles não, mas eu sei que 2 deles se tocaram, acho que foi o Zé com o Jair, se eu não me engano. Eu tava bem atrás, eu tirei o pé, eu dei uma tirada de pé, botei de lado e fui ali comboiando. Tudo que eu não queria era uma bandeira amarela, né? Para juntar todo mundo de novo e ir para uma prorrogação. Mas, como sempre, né? Assim, teve o toquezinho ali, mas o pessoal todo se respeita, são grandes pilotos. Assim, eu falei que não estava preocupado com o Edson, mas pela situação no campeonato, certo? Mas um grande piloto também, eu tenho um grande respeito por ele. A gente disputou aí outras categorias ponto a ponto, não foi desmerecendo não, é um grande piloto, os parabéns aí para ele pelo pódio. Foi isso, eu aliviei ali o pé e fui na boa, com o dedinho cruzado, torcendo que não desse uma amarela.
That moment was a little tense, so he put off the throttle and was expecting what could happen there. At 2 laps to the end, he was afraid about the yellow flag, caution, and more 3 laps. The strategy was not expecting caution. He says he was not afraid with Edson Luiz so close, but it's because the championship. Edson Luiz is a great racer too, and he respect Edson Luiz is the same with all other drivers on the championship.
Well, Homestead, Miami is the next track on November the 8th. How does he feel? How do you guys feel both about the track coming up and the contest there?
Homestead, qual a expectativa para a gente poder correr lá? O que você acha? Como vai ser essa próxima corrida?
Eu acho que lá vai ser um pouco mais complexo, né, do que essas 2 últimas provas, né? Eu acho que lá é um pouco é Speedway, mas ela é um pouco mais técnica, não é só pé embaixo, né? Não sei como é que vai se comportar aqui com os Indy. Bom, não tem muito o que esperar porque é Indy, né? É oval, todo mundo muito próximo. É continuar fazendo o café com leite, largar, tentar se livrar de problemas, evitar punições, né, durante a corrida e ir contabilizando os pontos, né? Campeonato assim de Indy, a maioria das provas em oval não tem muito o que a gente prevê, né? Tem muito mais imprevisível do que previsível nas corridas. É esperar a mesma data e treinar bastante até lá e tentar fazer uma boa corrida e trazer bons pontos aí para casa.
The IndyCar Championship is very difficult, and Homestead could be another good race, and have to be careful with the incidents, respect all the drivers, and practice a lot, because we have no intention to be in any trouble, and thinking only in the championship. Drive very, very careful.
Well, great job. 2 wins in a row for Edelson Carnero. Great job tonight, and congratulations on the race win. And we hope to see you in victory lane again next week. So good luck the rest of the season.
2 vitórias, né, na temporada. Então, um grande corredor você, Edilson. Esperando te encontrar na próxima corrida, na linha de chegada de novo na frente.
Joia, muito obrigado aí. Vamos para a próxima agora.
Thank you, RJ. See you in the next.
Thank you, Carlos Leite, for translating tonight, and good luck to you next week. And we'll see you, or I guess, good luck at Homestead, not next week, on November the 8th.
Yes. Next race.
All right, thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right, that is Carlos Leite and Edelson Carnero joining us in the booth. So thanks to those guys for joining us up here tonight. Again, thanks so much to Carlos for translating for us. And I still got to work on my Portuguese. I can say a few things, but certainly not enough to have a conversation with anybody. But these guys are the nicest guys, I tell you what, man. The guys that are on the list here that come out and race, just fantastic group of guys. I've had a chance to race with them and broadcast quite a number of races, not only here but also in the NASCAR series as well, the stock cars. And I've even done a few races and some endurance series races and so forth for these guys. And really class act. All of them are great gentlemen. And I know Ed Palumbo coming over, bringing him over. He really enjoys the company of these guys and enjoys competing against these guys too. So, I knew Ed would enjoy this a lot. I know he didn't have the night that he wanted to have with some speeding penalties and so forth, but nonetheless, he's still in the hunt for the championship. We'll take a look at the point standings coming into tonight. Ed Palumbo had a 2-point lead over Edelson Carnero, and of course that's going to change because Edelson winning the race here tonight. He's going to take over the points lead. Jose Carvalho came into tonight in 3rd position. Benor Silva was 4th. So Benor had a pretty good night here. He finished in the 4th position. Jose was 5th. So those guys likely to move up on the grid as well. Jair Lovedo came in tonight in the 5th position. He had to really battle back from adversity, but looked like had some tough break there at the end. Maybe got a DQ. We're not sure what happened there to the 17 car. So we got Homestead coming up on November the 8th here in NASCAR Total IndyCar Brazil. So things heating up here, and the points shakeup is already underway with Edelson Carnero winning 2 races in a row. So he has got his eye on the prize, as we say. But don't forget, coming up tomorrow night will be at Talladega Super Speedway for a 50-lap feature race number 7 in the 2018 fall season. And, if you're interested in coming out and running in stock cars, this is a great series to jump in. Anybody's welcome to come out. You have rFactor 2. Come in, really an introductory series. Good chance to get some really good field sizes and, swap some paint with the guys at stockcarsimracing.com. So that's coming up tomorrow night right here on TurnLeft TV. You got 2 25-lap heat races to sort of get warmed up. Of course, it's Talladega, man, and then a 50-lap feature race. All are welcome, so come on out and join those guys. That's coming up tomorrow night right here on TurnLeft TV. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us here on TurnLeft TV tonight. Congratulations, Edelson Carnero, 2 in a row. We'll see you tomorrow night right here on TurnLeft TV. Thanks for joining us. We out of here.